StudyIQ IAS. अब तैयारी हुई अफोर्डेबल.
Welcome to StudyIQ's initiative, the podcast. I am your host, Dipansh Moorjani. So get your juices flowing because it is time for the podcast of the day. In last few episodes of the podcast, we had discussed about President and Prime Minister. So all the new listeners out there, before listening to our present episode, can listen to our previous episodes not only on YouTube but also on all the audio streaming platforms like Spotify, Hubhopper, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, etc. In today's episode, with the guidance of Sir, we are going to understand about Governor of State. Sir, first things first, can you give us some basic information about Governor which becomes relevant from our examination point of view?
Governor is the chief executive head of state. Like the President of India, he is a nominal head and also acts as an agent of central government in the state. Therefore, the office of governor has a dual role to perform. Article 153 to Article 167 in Part 6 of Indian Constitution deals with the state executives, which comprises of governor, Chief Minister, Council of Minister and Advocate General of State. Usually, there is a governor for each state. However, 7th Constitutional Amendment Act 1956 facilitated the appointment of the same person as a governor for 2 or more states in India.
Sir, can you throw some light on process of appointment of governor of a state?
The governor is neither directly elected by the people nor indirectly elected by a specially constituted electoral college as in the case with the president. Governor is appointed by president by warrant under his hand and seal. The governor has to make and subscribe to an oath or affirmation which is administered by Chief Justice of the concerned state high court, and in his and her absence the senior most judge of the court is available will administer the oath of governor.
Sir, in our previous episodes, we saw that there are some eligibilities for President as well as Prime Minister. So what are the eligibilities of Governor of a state?
The Constitution lays down only 2 qualifications for the appointment of a person as a governor. Number 1, he or she should be a citizen of India. Number 2, he or she should have completed the age of 35 years. Additionally, there are some conventions which are in practice. Those are: number 1, governor should be an outsider, meaning not belonging to the state of appointment so as to remain free from the local politics and political neutrality should uphold. Number 2 convention is that while appointing the governor, the president is required to consult the chief minister of the state concerned so that the smooth functioning of constitutional machinery is ensured.
Sir, are there any conditions related to the post of governor and what are the privileges that he enjoy?
Governor should not be a member of either House of Parliament or House of State Legislature. If any such person is appointed as governor, he or she is deemed to have vacate his or her seat in the house. Governor should not hold any office of profit. Governor is also entitled without payment of rent to the use of official residence, which is also called Raj Bhavan. Governor is entitled to such annulments, allowances and privileges as may be determined by Parliament. When the same person is appointed as the governor of 2 or more states, the annulments and allowances payable to him are shared by the 2 states, and this share is determined by President of India. Annulments and allowances cannot be diminished during his term of office. He or she is immune from any criminal proceedings, even in respect of personal acts, and cannot be arrested or imprisoned. However, there is one thing to remember. After giving 2 months' notice, civil proceedings can be instituted during the term of office in respect of his personal acts.
Sir, what is the tenure of office of governor?
A governor holds office for a term of 5 years from the date on which governor enters upon the office. However, this term of 5 years is subject to the pleasure of the president. Constitution does not lay down any grounds upon which a governor may be removed by the president. Further, governor can resign at any time by addressing a resignation letter to the president. The president may transfer a governor appointed to one state to another state for the rest of the term. Further, a governor whose term has expired may be reappointed in the same state or any other state.
Sir, it is said that office of governor is very important to the existence of Indian democracy because it acts as a link between the union government and state government. So we are inquisitive to know the view of Supreme Court on the importance of governor.
The governor's post is so contentious and sometimes it is seen as a bone of contention between state government and governor. As held by the Supreme Court in 1979, it is an independent constitutional office and governor is not under the control of or a subordinate body under central government. The Supreme Court in 2010 also held that the governors cannot be changed in an arbitrary and capricious manner with the change of power. A 5-judge constitution bench headed by Chief Justice K.G. Balakrishnan held that a governor can be replaced only under compelling reason for proven misconduct or other irregularities.
Sir, after understanding all the provisions related to governor, we are now eager to understand his powers. So can you elaborate some powers of governor in simple words? Related to governor, we are eager to understand the powers enjoyed by governor.
I would like to segregate the powers enjoyed, functions performed by governor in 3 sections. Number 1, executive. Number 2, financial. Number 3, legislative or judicial. Following are the executive powers of governor. All executive actions of state government are formally taken in governor's name. Governor can make rule for more convenient transactions of the businesses of state government. Governor also appoints the chief minister and other ministers and advocate general who hold office during governor's pleasure. Governor also appoints the state election commissioner. However, the state election commissioner can be removed only in like manner and on the like grounds as a judge of High Court. Governor also appoints the chairman and the members of State Public Service Commission, who can be only removed by president and not by governor. Governor can recommend the imposition of constitutional emergency in a state to the president. During the period of president's rule in the state, governor enjoy immense executive powers as an agent of the president. Governor also acts as a chancellor of universities in the state and he appoints vice chancellor to the universities also.
Sir, after understanding the executive powers, we are eager to understand the legislative powers of governor.
I want to highlight some governor's legislative powers as below. Governor can summon or prorogue the state legislature and he can also dissolve the state legislature assembly. Governor addresses the state legislature at the commencement of the first session after each general election and every first session of each year. Governor appoints any member of the state legislative assembly to preside over its proceeding when the office of both the speaker and deputy speaker fall vacant and has similar powers with respect to the state legislature council. It is very important to note that governor also appoints 1/6 of the members of state legislative council from amongst persons having special knowledge or practical experiences in fields like literature, science, art, cooperative movements, or social services. Governor can nominate one member to the state legislative assembly from the Anglo-Indian community. Governor also decides on the qualification and disqualification of members of the state legislature in consultation with Election Commission. Governor has very key role to perform in making acts. When a bill is sent to the governor after it is passed by the state legislature, he or she can give assent to the bill or withhold the assent to the bill or even return the bill for reconsideration. However, if the bill is passed again with or without amendments, the governor has to give assent to the bill, or he has second option left, which he can reserve it for the consideration of the president. Such reservation of any bill by governor is obligatory if the bill passed endangers the number 1 position of state high court, or it is against the provision of constitution, or if it opposes the directive principle of state policy, or it is against the larger interest of the community or grave national importance. And if these kind of violations are being done, then governor should reserve the bill for the consideration of president. Governor also can promulgate ordinances when the state legislature is not in session, and can also withdraw an ordinance any time. This is the most important legislative power of the governor. Governor also lays the reports of State Finance Commission, State Public Service Commission, and Controller and Auditor General relating to the accounts of the state before state legislature.
Sir, how can we understand financial powers of governor in simple words?
Governor sees the annual financial statement, which is state budget, is laid before the state legislature. Money bill can be introduced in the state legislature only and only with governor's prior recommendation. No demand for grant can be made except on governor's recommendation. Governor can make advances out of contingency fund of the state to meet any unforeseen expenditure, such as we have seen in Indian context COVID-19. Governor also constitutes a finance commission after every 5 years to review the financial position of the panchayats and municipalities.
Sir, apart from executive, legislative and financial powers, are there some other powers which are available with governor?
Yes, Dipansh, the governor also had some judicial powers within his jurisdiction. Governor can grant pardon. He can reprieve, respite and remission of punishment, or he can suspend, remit and commute the sentence of any person convicted of any offence against any law relating to a matter to which the executive power of the state extends. However, one thing to remember, governor has only the power to pardon. Governor cannot pardon a death sentence. Governor is consulted by the president while appointing the judges of concerned state high court. It is one of the very important judicial powers to governor. Governor also makes appointment, postings and promotion to the district judges in consultation with state high court, and appoints person to the judicial service of the state with the consultation of high court. One thing is to be noted that governor has no diplomatic, military or emergency powers unlike president.
Sir, thank you for giving us the information. Dear listeners, it is time to call it quits for this episode of the podcast. In the next episode, we will discuss another important topic from your examination point of view. Till then, keep studying and stay connected with StudyIQ. You can listen to StudyIQ Presents the podcast on various audio streaming platforms like Spotify, Hubhopper, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Kuku FM, etc. Links are pinned in the comment section below. Thank you.